Hey there, and welcome back. So what you see on my screen is just something called a Python notebook, and I'm just using it to talk to my computer. I'll be doing some things that you might not be familiar with yet, but we had to do something fun on your first day of computer science, so just trust me and try your best to follow along. Don't worry if you don't understand the details of what I'm doing. The first kind of problem that we can solve is something you're probably familiar with: math problems. So, for example, I can compute the value of 2 plus 2, and we see that it's equal to 4. And at this point, you might be groaning and saying, of course the computer can do that. Anyone can do that. So let's try something a little bit harder. Let's try 7 times 7 times 7 plus 11 times 11 times 11 plus 7 times 7 times 7. I don't know about you, but that's not something I can compute off the top of my head. But the computer, it did it in less than a millisecond. And it got, the year that this video was recorded. So we've established, that computers are pretty good at math. But thankfully, that's not all they're good at. So what else can a computer do? Well, we can tell our computer to communicate something by telling it to print hello world. And it does it. It prints out hello world. And in fact, this is one of many CS traditions. The rush of adrenaline that comes from successfully writing your first program is incredible. So far, we've touched some bits and pieces of programming that, when combined with each other, can be very useful. Let's jump right into a full-on demo. There was an author a long time ago. His name was Shakespeare. Let's take a look at Shakespeare himself. That's him. Shakespeare wrote many plays, and I'm going to go ahead and open them all on my computer. Then I'm going to read in the text and split it up by words. So text contains all of the words of Shakespeare's plays, and we can look at, for example, the first 25. We see the first 25 words. So A Midsummer Night's Dream is the name of the play, and here we see the body. So, now, fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon, but oh, and so on. So as you can see, Shakespeare is a little bit of different language, but it really is an impressive body of work. How impressive? Well, let's take a look at the length of Shakespeare, and we see that it's more than 980,000 words. At the same time, length can be kind of deceptive. So let's zoom into text and try to understand how impressive 980,000 words actually is. Well, it turns out that a lot of Shakespeare is simply the word the. 23,000 times. Seems a little less impressive now. And he says other things many times as well. So what's a classic Shakespearean term? Maybe thou. And he says thou 4,500 times. That was how he said you back in the Shakespearean era. In fact, did they say you at all? Yeah, 12,000 times. That's surprising. That's almost 3 times the number of times that he uses thou. So I guess you was the more common word back in the day. What else does he use? Maybe forsooth. I have no idea what forsooth means, but he uses it 40 times. So at this point, I want to think about, what might be the most common thing that gets used in Shakespeare. And it turns out that splitting up Shakespeare the way we did, we might get a lot of commas. A Midsummer Night's Dream, now, comma, fair Hippolyta, comma, our nuptial hour draws on apace. So how many commas, actually, do we use? And the number is 81,000 commas. In fact, if we dig a little bit deeper and take a look at, what percentage of all of Shakespeare is commas, we see that's 8.34%. 8.34% of Shakespeare is just commas. And we saw up above that a big chunk of Shakespeare is just thus, another chunk is thous, there's some yous sprinkled in and some forsooth sprinkled in. And so it's actually, the words in between the commas and the does that make Shakespearean plays so special. And he's someone I recommend checking out when you get the chance. If you're running low on time, though, maybe bringing up a SparkNotes video of Shakespeare's Midsummer Night's Dream might work too. So let's do that. And there we have it. A video for me to, watch to my heart's content. I can get all caught up on Shakespeare. And there we go. So what I hope I've demonstrated in this demo is how flexible computer science can be, both in real life and in the demo. You can use it for all sorts of things in all sorts of fields, from video game design to architecture to infectious disease research to analyzing, like we saw in the demo, the works of Shakespeare, if you're an English person, or simply watching the SparkNotes video if you're not an English person. So with that, I hope you have a lot of fun with the next couple of activities, and I'll see you soon. Bye.